Good evening, all. It's the old redneck again. I know I posted a couple videos over the weekend. This one's on a little more serious note. It's about the events going on in the world, this country, and people's blasted mindset or lack of minds. Got home tonight. Got a chance to look on Google Plus. A friend had notified me about the bombing in London. Evidently, this is a young American pop star who's having a concert. Caters to the younger generation, teenagers and very young adults. At last count, I believe I heard 20 were dead, 50 plus wounded by nail bombs. They suspect a terrorist act. Those who've listened to me realize I don't play the political correct game. I'm not very eloquent. I speak my mind. And I'm going to speak it straight right now. The only way we're going to put a stop to these blooming idiots that like to come over and blow things up just because we don't agree with their religion is to friggin' well bury them. You can try all the mamby-pamby negotiations. Oh, we'll get along with you. You just quit killing us. Oh, we'll change this. We'll change that. Fucking hell with it. People say Islam is the religion of peace. I say bullshit. Are there peacemakers in Islam? More than likely. But you damn sure don't hear any of them talking against all this, do you? You don't hear a blasted thing from their religious leaders. And if it's such a religion of peace, why are they putting up with this nonsense? I saw a YouTube video from a blogger that I listen to once in a while. He grew up in the UK. Now, London now has a Muslim or Islamic mayor who stated here a couple months back, oh, terrorist acts are just something we have to get used to living in a big city now. These people that are doing these things, whether it be a nightclub in Florida, a concert in Manchester, England, a concert in Paris, about the San Bernardino workplace, about the Boston Marathon. All these people think they're going to bring about change that way. They think that they can get everybody to start thinking, oh, well, we must have offended poor little Omar, and we must bow to his wishes and do this for him, so he'll quit being mean. Screw that, lock and load, put a bullet between his eyes. People say Donald Trump is offensive because of the fact he wants to screen and vet refugees coming in. You want an example of what happens when you don't? Look at Paris. Look at France. Parisian women can't even come out of their own houses out of fear. I've read stories about how in other parts of Europe, England especially, and France, if you speak out against the Islam faith or report a crime that an Islam person has done, you're the one that gets arrested for inciting hate. You have gangs of rapists running up and down the streets of Europe, passing around girls like party favors. You got kids carrying knives in school just to attack people that are not of Islam faith. And the law does nothing. I'm not the smartest person in the world. Never claimed to be. I've made a lot of mistakes. But you don't have to slap me twice to make me realize it hurts. And if you go to hit me a third time, I'm going to do my best to put your dick in the dirt. By last count, I would say, let's see, we got San Bernardino, Pulse Nightclub, Boston Marathon. Well, that's 3 right off the bat. So the terrorists are batting 1,000. We haven't done anything. You got the Paris concert. You got the England concert. You got the England subway bombings. Yeah, they're changing things. They're getting people scared to go about their business. You got all these social media people who think they're going to censor everything. Or if you talk about against Islam or you talk about against this person or that person, they're going to cut your feed. As far as I'm concerned, they can stick it up their ass. They want to cut my feed, cut my feed. I don't care. The reason these idiots are getting away with this, in my ignorant opinion, is because we as a world's people, this is not just an American problem. It's not just a European problem. It's happening in Australia. It's happening everywhere. Refugees have been given sanctions and place to live. The problem is, we as a world's people have forgotten to talk straight to each other. We have forgotten how to look each other in the eye and mean what you say, instead of playing those little box and shadows games. Because you might not get elected. Or somebody might get their poor little feelers hurt. I don't know of any war that any country has ever fought that didn't think God was on their side. The Muslims are no different. They're doing this great jihad because God is on their side. Their God, Muhammad, a pedophile. You know? Who in the hell would ever think it was right to marry an 8-year-old girl? What's the matter? The goats gave you up? Jesus Christ. There ain't no religion in the world that's perfect. Most of the religions disagree with each other on what God is called, what his name is. Doesn't matter if you're Mormon, Buddhist, Hindu, Catholic, Jewish, Protestant, whatever. Everybody's got a different name for God. Well, maybe in your language it is a different name. Who knows? Why are we fighting over it? Doesn't make any sense to me. But this message is to anybody that wants to hear it from a dumbass redneck veteran. If you don't open your damn eyes, if you don't talk to your neighbors, put down your friggin' smartphones, use your mouth, shake somebody's hand, get to know them on a personal level, pick up a phone and talk to the people once in a while instead of, oh, let me text you. Oh, yes. I'll send you an email. Are you a robot? I'm not. I've got answering machines at work. I can do voicemails, all that. What do I do all day long? I carry a phone on my hip, and I answer the company phone within 4 rings. My customers like that because they have a human interaction. Granted, they probably get a better human. I'm not exactly the most polite person in the world. But all these people that are getting up in arms about racist this, racist that, homophobe, Islamophobe, whatever you want to call it, get off your high horse. Go back and study your history, you supposed educated morons. People of the Islamic faith have been killing each other for thousands of years. Thousands of years. What makes us think we can get in there and stop them from killing each other? Oh, I know. We'll get them concentrated on killing us. That's a brilliant move. Granted, part of my hindbrain back here that tends to want to do overkill quite often is thinking, we got all those neutron bombs, nuclear bombs, all that other stuff. Why don't we just make the whole Middle East glass? Then we can clean up the remnants. But then the civilized part of my brain says, no, that's going too far. I mean, for Christ's sake, we go into Iraq and Afghanistan with rules of engagement. We can't shoot at a mosque. Granted, it's a fairly good rule. But then we published it. We'll put it out there for everybody to see. So what do you think these idiot terrorists are going to do? Let me see. If we put all our guns and stuff in this building, they can't touch them. We can shoot them. They can't shoot at us. That's a no-brainer. Now you hear reports on the alternate media that Soros is paying Black Lives Matter, all these other people that are going against everybody and their brother that ever supported Trump or anybody that's ever not voted Democratic. It may or may not be true. I don't know. I don't have the facts to base that on. But I don't take everything at face value either. I don't believe everything I read or and hear on the alternate news any more than I do on CBS, ABC, CNN, or Fox. Because whoever owns the station exerts his own viewpoints. I like to believe out of 100% of a conversation that they're having, you might get that much truth. But you have to have a brain to figure out what's the truth. If I sound like I'm pissed off, I am. If you want to fight us, come at us like men. You don't go after the children. Have American soldiers killed children? Yes. %90 of them have been collateral damage. But when you aim your bombs at a family event like a marathon or a music concert, you're planning on killing children. And frankly, you and everybody in your friggin' family needs to have a bullet in their head. And if I was feeling gracious, that'd be where it stopped. It's time for our world leaders to get together. You got Saudi Arabia over there, Syria, Israel, Pakistan. They're all playing two ends against the fucking middle. They're playing us like a bass fucking fiddle. They think they got us over the barrel because we need oil. If they were smart, they would realize we got them over a barrel. The way we do that is, what kind of weapons are their military carrying? What kind of planes are they flying? What about their armor? I believe in 90% of those countries you're going to find U.S.-made weapons. And I don't care if it's a pistol, rifle, tank, airplane. It's going to need spare parts. Guess what? You want to play this fucking game? We can play it too. You don't get no spare parts. How long will you keep your people oppressed if you don't have the military with the guns? You have to ask yourself, you got all these refugees bailing out. In the reports I saw, the photos I saw on every news feed I could find, and I looked, I think in all the refugees, I might have seen maybe 2 women and 5 children. Every damn one of them showed nothing but strapping young men. Now, all these young men are running away from the conflict in their own country. What makes you think they're going to be worth a shit in the country you let them stay in? Why are they running from a conflict in their own home country instead of helping to end the problem? But you see, that's a question our leaders don't want to ask because they might offend somebody. Oh, we must give in to these poor people. We must become multicultural. Fuck that. I see two different types of Muslims every day in the Bay Area. I see the ones that are trying to assimilate and become like us. And I see the ones that stay in their traditional garb and try to walk over you. For all the people that are out there protesting and trying to make us all love everybody, the 60s and 70s ain't here no more, lady, gentlemen, whatever. Get your head out of your ass. Quit smoking the weed. Quit taking the LSD. You see people that talk about Sharia law like it's no big deal. It's no big deal till it's your wife that gets stoned because she walked out of the house. Or your wife that gets killed or put in jail because she decided to drive a car. Or how about because she had a job? You ever thought of why these people, when they come to this country, they try to make the area they're living in look like their country? Why is that? If their country is so good, why are they here? If it's so good in Syria, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, why the fuck are you here? Now, it could be my paranoid nature. But just because I'm paranoid don't mean I'm stupid. I would like everybody to kind of think about this a little bit. Think about what you're letting our leaders do to us. Think about why we have an entitled generation that seems to think that they don't have to do anything to get paid. We're supposed to give it all to them. Let's try to back the clock up a bit. Pay an honest day's wage for an honest day's work. Follow the rules at work, you make more money. Quit giving 5-year-olds iPhones and all that. Start talking to them. Interact with them. They're not disposable. Children are not disposable assets. You don't have a kid just to get more money on tax returns or a welfare check. If you choose to keep the child, you also choose the responsibility of raising them, not letting them be raised up by a cell phone or a Nintendo, PlayStation, whatever the newest craze is. Unplug once in a while and talk to your family. Talk to your neighbors. Quit becoming a hermit and living only electronically. Because that's not a life. That's a prison sentence. Let's get back to having town picnics. How about Little League softball games where you can go and have fun? How about walking on the beach watching the sunset with your lady? Nowadays, people think, oh, we're going to go to the restaurant and have a meal. Yeah, they're sitting at the same table in the restaurant and they're texting each other. They're 2 feet apart. Is that not idiotic? I was in the grocery store the other day, going down an aisle. A lady was having an argument with her husband on the phone. People 4 aisles away could hear her. And she turned around and yelled at me, why are you intruding on listening in on my conversation? She got very upset when I said, well, lady, half the store is hearing your conversation because you're yelling. I just happen to be 3 foot away from you getting a can of coffee. And who do they think they're fooling when they're doing, hello, hey, use a fucking headset. You don't want people hearing your conversation. Quit being stupid. The world is going crazy, in this man's opinion. Between the idiot terrorists of whatever religion they're in and our idiot governments, that's all of them worldwide. We're on the brink of some bad things happening. I hope I'm wrong. But I don't think so. The clock is ticking, people. We all need to get off our ass and change a little bit for the better. If somebody does the crime, make them do the time. As for this country, my personal opinion is if you want the right to vote, maybe you need to serve in the military. Do a 4-year stint before you become a citizen. Wonder how much our politician structure will change if that happens. Something to think about. You know, you want to be a citizen, why don't you earn the right? You want to have all the rights of being an American, earn them. Still redneck. You want to leave a comment? Go ahead, I'll answer it. You want to subscribe? I got 7 followers, I think. Click the subscribe button. I'll be welcome to thank you for it. If you want to send an email and you want answers to the comments or to your questions, emails redneckrebel1956 at gmail.com. And if you got any suggestions for what else I should talk about, you want my opinion on, feel free to ask me. Who knows? It might become a next video. But for now, my third beer and me, Say adios. Good night. And remember, as an American, you can help a vet assimilate back into civilian life. We did promise to do that. And part of being American is keeping your word. So let's pull up our big boy pants, big girl panties, and just get busy keeping our word. Good night to all the rednecks out.